Folks, this is Wayne S. Pierce for the Wayne S. Pierce Show for the 8th of August, 2014. How y'all doing today? Are you happening? Because, hey, man, it's Friday. It's the end of the week. You know what I mean? It's there. So, hey, hope you guys are having a good time. And it is, oh, God, what can I say? What can I say? There is more stuff happening all over the world. And we just have to, we just going to sit back and take it? No, I don't know. We have a border crisis happening. We have protesters in Austin, Texas, at the Mexican consulate down there, demanding that Sergeant Tamarisi be, handed over to us, be released. And I don't know how well that's going, but it's the day is just going to get longer if we just, keep on being distracted from what's really happening. All right? So, hey, sit tight, relax. I'll be back right after this. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from The Views Expressed. Please come join me on The Views Express Live, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Hey, folks, welcome back. This is Wayne S. Pierce for the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast. Not live today like I usually am, but that's okay because, hey, I'm here anyway. So, go to Spreaker.com, scroll on down to the bottom, look at the right-hand side of the screen, and you will see all the apps you need for your iPhone, iPad, Android, all of that. So, take me with you, okay? There you go. And there's a lot of other good shows on Spreaker as well you might want to check out. Lots of things happening in our world today. And it just seems that it I don't know, people react differently when it's in other countries. When things are happening over there, we're like, well, but then when it happens here on our own borders in our own, country, in our own states and cities, we get really pissed off. We're kind of like, oh, those countries over there, it's not going to affect us. But now it is, because now we have other countries coming over here and the president wanting to implement or take some executive action. Basically, he's wanting to open the borders. Okay? And 70% or more of the people don't want that. Okay? So, what are we going to do? I don't know. Yeah, let me just calm down. Okay. We're good. And, let's go to, that's weird. Let's go to Free America Radio on Facebook. I put some things up there after the show yesterday. You can come join me on The Views Expressed live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And, yeah, there's a lot more that I want to say. Lots of things. Let me remind you of something, folks. On December 31st, 2011, Barack Obama signed the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. Section 1021 of this act allows for the president to detain anyone he wants, for any reason he wants, without trial, without a lawyer, without ever seeing any family member again, to be held anywhere in the world indefinitely. Now, of course, some people say that's a whole bunch of hoo-ha, but no. President Obama just ordered, or not, he didn't order. I'm sure somewhere somebody down the line ordered a bomb run on ISIS. And so that's in the news today. And Now, I'm answering a message I'm getting, so if you're hearing me typing, that's what it is. And let me remind people of something. Let me just remind you of something very important. We have a president who is running roughshod, ripping up, tearing up, shredding the Constitution as we speak. Okay? We have a president that doesn't give a crap about you and I, and probably never has. Okay. But we also have the vast majority of the American people getting very, 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 very pissed off at the fact that, well, the president is doing that. But I'm also seeing a lot of people who really are not taking into consideration that they can do something about this. And I know a vast majority of people who are pissed off that are saying something has to be done, something has to be done. They're the same people saying, well, 2016 is coming up, so we'll vote him out and vote somebody else. Folks, your votes don't count. Your votes don't count. Don't even think about your votes, because they don't count. Okay? They don't. Let me go back in history for a minute here. William Matthews on Facebook wrote this. On July 23, 2005, a detachment of 19 female U.S. Marines was sent to Fallujah. A number of them had their throats cut out. Americans were outraged. Islamic clerics insisted that only Israelis could be so cold-blooded. And who was in charge of the U.S. forces in Fallujah at the time? None other than Major General Natansky, the Mossad liaison. According to Richard Wilson, Israeli sniping and roadside bombs are false flag events. He says that on March 28, 2005, Americans arrested Mossad agents who fired twice on a U.S. Marine checkpoint. In 2005, U.S. Marines arrested 16 members of the Zapata Engineering security convoy for firing on Marine Guard towers. The Marines beat up the Mossad agents and tore off their Star of David necklaces. The U.S. media incorrectly said the agents were Americans. The Mossad agents said they were employees of Zapata Engineering, which is a CIA Mossad front company that conducts interrogations and also manages U.S. ammo dumps and U.S. motor pools in Iraq. Roadside bombs in Iraq are powerful enough to flip over a 70-ton tank. Some of the models shoot depleted uranium projectiles and are triggered by electronic devices surreptitiously planted on U.S. armored vehicles. Zapata Engineering, which employs CIA Mossad agents, makes the exact kind of trigger and oversees some of the U.S. motor pools. The Israeli company, Rafael, makes IEDs, which are buried in the middle of the road. On the side of the road is a device that emits a laser or radio signal. This device is manufactured by firms like Zapata Engineering, which is controlled by Zionist neocons. The IED mine, manufactured by Israel, is inert until a U.S. vehicle, secretly planted with a triggering device, rolls over it. Whenever the CIA Mossad carry out these false flag operations, they produce a videotape or a recording from an unnamed source that is, quote, close to Al-Qaeda, unquote. Sometimes they say, quote, the claim was posted on the internet website, but its authenticity could not be verified, unquote. These videos have been widely proven to be false, and the CIA has even admitted that they faked bin Laden and Saddam Hussein videos. I want to say that we have a problem. And the problem is simple, folks. You're not getting involved. You're not getting involved in doing what has to be done to circumvent the illegal and unconstitutional laws. I don't even want to call them laws, put that in air quotes, that are not mine, but the leader of this country is implementing. Okay? He's unconstitutional. He's not a citizen. He's a community organizer. He's a patsy, is what he is. He's a mouthpiece. And every time he opens his mouth and begins to talk, he's lying through his teeth. But the people that control Washington, D.C., the corporates, the elites, the money people, the ones that have at least, 40 or 50 or 60 billion sitting in their reserve accounts, they're the ones that control Washington, D.C. and control the presidency. So coming up in November of 2015, or even before then, the ramp up of presidential candidates rolling out like, beauty pageant contestants. Who are you going to pick? Well, let me tell you something. It's already been made. It's already been picked. The next president of the United States has already been picked. It's done. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. It's a dog and pony show now, folks. That's what it is. You're never going to get honesty or truthfulness out of Washington, D.C. Never. It's never going to happen. And I want people to understand that it's quite possible that what is coming down the line is going to be 1,000 times worse, or appear to be 1,000 times worse than what it is right now. The thing that really has to be understood is why, but I think we already know why, and I think we already know how to deal with what is coming down the line. The question is, who has the guts or the balls to take care of this? Now, I said on a previous podcast and on the Views Express Live yesterday that I'm ready, willing, and able to lead people down to the southern border of Nevada and keep all the illegals out. I'm ready. Let's go. Who's got the truck in Reno, Nevada that can handle, as many people as it can? Who wants to carpool? Who wants to create a convoy down to the southern border of Nevada? Okay? Let's do this. I'm ready. But let it be peaceful. Let it be peaceful. Let people understand that, yes, we are going to be armed, but we're not going to be aggressive. And that's the difference. That's the difference. We're going to be peaceful, but we're going to be practical. We're going to be direct, but we're also going to be diplomatic. These illegal aliens, and that's what they are, illegal aliens from Central America, they don't belong here. Well, their countries are falling apart because they didn't have the guts or the balls to stand up to their government. Okay? We do. And even if you don't want to round a whole lot of people up and all these patriots such as myself and go down to the southern border of Nevada, how about going out to your local town or local city and just protesting in front of your city halls and say enough's enough, we don't want them here, close the damn border, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a mass amount of people to say enough's enough. And when is enough enough? When you go into work one day and get laid off or fired, and then two illegal aliens are going to do your job that you can do by yourself. Well, by the way, they're going to split the pay between them. Okay? So I would suggest taking a long, hard look at what is going on. Okay? I would suggest doing what needs to be done to protect your neighborhood, your county, your state, wherever you live. I don't care if it's out in the middle of nowhere in Nevada. Sooner or later, you're going to be encroached upon by illegal aliens. Now, somebody would probably look at me, and I've probably had this said before as well, is, well, you're racist, you're prejudiced. No. I said it before the break. I am I am pro-immigration. Legal immigration. Legal. What does that mean? You get your butt in the back of the line and you go from there. And really what these people are doing by crossing the border illegally is they're punching the face of those that are doing it legally because they have common sense, they have morals. These other people just jumping over the border, they don't really give a crap. They don't care. They never have and they never will. Okay? There's so many things that we just don't know that we seem to think that we have to put up with. We don't. Going on to the next, I'm going to go on to an article here. Free America Radio on Facebook. There's not a lot there, but I'm going to have more on there. I'm going to have more articles and such on Free America Radio on Facebook by the time the Views Expressed Live is on at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I want to go here, personalliberty.com. personalliberty.com. It's talking about the immigration thing. Sam Raleigh over at personalliberty.com said this: Americans feel way of life under attack by illegal immigration. Why don't they just say what it's illegal aliens? That's what they are. As President Barack Obama defies public opinion and mulls executive action on immigration reform, new poll numbers reveal the reason that a majority of Americans don't want to see the president make it easier for illegal immigrants to remain in the country. According to the results of a Reuters LPSOS poll out this week, 70% of likely voters in the U.S. fear that the flood of illegal immigrants threatens American culture and economy. Respondents who identified as Republicans were the most likely group to see trouble on the horizon. 86% of the group expressed concerns that illegal immigration will damage the American way of life. Among those polled, Hispanic and liberal voters were the most likely to welcome unilateral immigration reform action from Obama. Let me translate that into layman's terms, folks. Unilateral immigration reform. Open borders. Okay? And guess who? Hispanic and liberal voters want that. Okay? Quote, the findings suggest immigration could join Obamacare, the health care insurance overhaul, and the economy as a hot-button issues that encourage more Republicans to vote in November's congressional election, unquote. Reuters contends that the growing prominence of immigration concerns is likely related to a deluge of media coverage of the issue, but the polling numbers indicate that the immigration worries are also gaining ground on concerns about Obamacare and the economy because Americans believe the three are related. 63% of likely voters polled said that they believe the illegal immigrants making their way into the nation by the thousands economically burden the U.S. Duh. The poll also reveals some surprises. The most widespread opposition to illegal immigration isn't found in the regions along the nation's southern border or in particularly conservative parts of the country. Rather, with 80% of respondents in the area opposed to illegal immigration, New Englanders were most apt to express concerns that the border crisis will damage the nation. The poll also found that a majority of Americans are concerned about the number of people allowed to immigrate into the country legally, as 45% said fewer should be permitted. Just 17% said the U.S. should embrace more legal immigration, and 38% said that current legal immigration numbers are satisfactory. Folks, I don't know how you feel about that. So let me know. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. It's one of those hot button issues that really, I'm going to say this, it should put every single American on notice. Okay? It should. Because it's going to affect all of us. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio.us. I shall return right after this.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
What difference at this point does it make?
The world is falling apart. Countries are fighting for supremacy and control. Each country's leaders are saying they should rule their people. This is neither politically correct or morally right. It is the people that suffer by the hands of the corrupt leaders of their countries. For the people to be free, they must take a stand against the corporations that control the politicians.
Hey folks, welcome back. This is Wayne S. Pierce for the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast, 8th of August, 2014. So, where do we go next, man? What do we do? I mean, are we just going to sit back and let these criminals run over us all the time? Or are we going to do that? I don't know. I mean, that's entirely up to you, you know. So let's go to Drudge Report, or I will. You can go there later. Now I want to go here as soon as here it is. From Breitbart.com, Border Patrol agent, quote, "These people are coming here to do horrible things," unquote. Talked about the border crisis. They want complete and utter open borders. Why? Because they want to take over the country. First of all, you got to get rid of the people that are going to defend this country to the very end of their life. You've got to brainwash the masses to control them in that regard. You have to force issues into the public arena and say that they're true and factual when they're not. And then you have to break down communications. Once you do that, You can just open the borders and let anybody in, and they're going to just take everything they want. There aren't going to be any laws. As a matter of fact, there is a 100-mile Constitution-free zone circling the United States of America. Don't tell me there isn't. And you detractors out there, just shut your mouth because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Now, from Breitbart.com, Border Patrol agent and Vice President of National Border Patrol Council Sean Moran debunked the argument that illegal immigrants are only coming to the United States to work on Fridays to work. And he said this on Friday's America's Newsroom on the Fox News Channel. Quote, "These are not people just coming here to work as the so-called line is fed to us. These people are coming here to do horrible things. And I think the murder of Agent Javier Vega shows that these people, what these people are capable of," unquote, he said. And he said, quote, "We're up against close to 50 years of lack of border enforcement by the U.S. government. We have two political parties that are unwilling to take real enforcement action, have the balls or the, gut to go do it. And we have had two administrations in a row that gutted enforcement actions by the U.S. Border Patrol by ICE agents that do not allow us to actually do our job. We are handcuffed at every single turn," unquote. Moran also reported that the Border Patrol Council is pushing to classify Vega's death, quote, "a line of duty death," unquote, because, quote, "it would open up quite a bit of benefits to his family," unquote. Yeah, there's so many things that we need to take a look at. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this out here and put it on record right now. Close the damn border. Okay, I don't care how prejudicial or racial that sounds. Close the border. Practically speaking, opening the border is only going to destroy the rest of the United States of America and wreck the opportunities that you and I have. That's what it's going to do. And we need to close the damn border. We need to do it now. I don't know why people are saying, "Oh, well, we need to vote in." You're the wimpy-ass, little whiny-ass bitches that are sitting there. Yes, I said it, and I'll say it again. Little wimpy-ass, whiny-ass bitches that sit there watching your damn reality shows and chomping on a sandwich. You don't have the guts, nor do you have the intestinal fortitude or testicular fortitude to go out and to take care of your county and your city and your state and your neighborhood. You people are a bunch of freaking cowards. I said it. What are you going to do? Free America Radio at USA.com. Free America Radio at USA.com. But the fact of the matter is, people, it's all right out there in front of you. And if you're just going to sit there with your finger up your nose and do nothing about it, then hey, guess what? I hope all the illegal aliens that come to your neighborhood wreck it. Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that? Breitbart.com exclusive. Sarah Palin gives conservative response to Elizabeth Warren's progressive commandments. Before I read this, I had someone tell me that I should vote for Elizabeth Warren. Oh, hell no. Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin gave a, quote, common sense conservative, unquote, response to Senator Elizabeth Warren's, who is a Democrat, Massachusetts, progressive commandments on her Sarah Palin channel. I'm trying to read everything all at once. Long before Warren and Republicans Dave Bratt, Palin was attacking the bipartisan permanent political class and their embrace of crony capitalism. That is why Palin has always appealed to Reagan Democrats and independents fed up with both parties. After Palin's landmark 2011 speech in Indianola, Iowa, Republicans who enabled the cronyism associated with George W. Bush and the GOP-controlled Senate were forced to slowly combat it. So it is only fitting that after Warren introduced her 11 progressive commandments at last month's left-wing Netroots conference, Palin, on her Sarah Palin channel, responded to each of Warren's progressive commandments in her trademark manner. 1. Elizabeth Warren said, "We believe that Wall Street needs stronger rules and tougher enforcement, and we're willing to fight for it." I'm going to put this whole article on the Wayne S. Pierce Show, on the Free America Radio Facebook page, because I'm going to talk more about this on the Views Express Live today. Sarah Palin's response to that is, quote, "We believe that Washington, D.C. needs to take less of our money. It needs more scrutiny, fewer bureaucrats, and it needs a reminder of the principles laid down in the Constitution that our leaders swear to defend. Furthermore, we believe crony capitalism is infecting both sides of the aisle in D.C. We're working really hard to root it out of our party. Senator Warren, what are you doing to root it out of yours?" Elizabeth Warren said, this is the second thing, "We believe in science, and that means that we have a responsibility to protect this earth." Palin's response, quote, "We believe in science and God's magnificent creation overflowing with natural resources. That means we have a responsibility to honor Him by protecting the earth as we develop our resources in an environmentally sound way for mankind's use." Number 3, Elizabeth Warren said, "We believe that the internet shouldn't be rigged to benefit big corporations, and that means real net neutrality." Palin's response is, "We believe the internet shouldn't be censored by the world's tyrants. That means President Obama should reserve his disastrous decisions to hand over control of the internet domain names to the UN, where it will come under the thumb of authoritarian regimes like Russia and China." Number 4, Elizabeth Warren said, "We believe that no one should work full-time and still live in poverty, and that means raising the minimum wage." Palin's response was, "We believe in lifting Americans out of poverty and into sustainable jobs. That means government needs to butt out of employer-employee pay issues and quit over-regulating business and increasing taxes. It drives up operating costs. That's what affects wages." Number 5, Elizabeth Warren said, "We believe that fast food workers deserve a livable wage, and that means that when they take to the picket line, we are proud to fight alongside of them." Palin's response is, "We believe, wait, I thought fast food joints, don't you guys think that they are of the devil or something? Liberals, you want to send those evil employees who would dare work at a fast food joint that you just don't believe in, thought you wanted to send them to purgatory or something until they go all vegan. Wages and picket lines, I don't know. They're not often discussed in purgatory, are they? We believe in America where minimum wage jobs are not lifetime gigs. They are stepping stones to a good job with sustainable wages. It teaches work ethic. We believe in helping Americans climb the economic ladder, not get stuck on the first rung. A strong economy with good-paying jobs comes from free enterprise, not from a top-down, bloated, big government command and control economy," unquote. Number 6, Warren says, "We believe that students are entitled to an education without being crushed by debt." Palin said, "We believe that students learn to not make decisions that result in a lot of debt, and we believe that schools need to be more accountable for the insane increase in tuition. And we believe that schools need to be more accountable for the insane increase in tuition." Tuition costs in colleges now, folks, I'll tell you right now, have just exploded. That is the next bubble. I believe that anybody that has a school loan that is over 25 years old, 10 years old or older, okay, I'm just going to put it that way, 10 years old or older, if they cannot pay that back, or if they did not get a job in the career that they went to school for, they should file for bankruptcy in terms of school loan, or after 10 years, the Department of Education, the Department of Indoctrination really, should just write it off. Okay? Should just write it off. Say, there you go. It's written off. You don't owe it anymore. Why? It's perpetual debt. Well, you knew what you were getting into when you signed the promissory note, when you got the student loan. I hear that all the time because I went to school. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not in the job that I went to school for, number one. Number two, I can't pay it back because I don't have any money. I don't. So there you go. Write it off. I think all colleges, community colleges, 2-year colleges after high school should be free. That's just free. No tuition. Just why not? Go another 2 years. Why not? Universities like Viola or Harvard or, all that. Yeah, they got private investments and grants that they can give people. How about that? No, but the governmental indoctrination institutes and the governmental indoctrination departments in Washington, D.C. want you to be dumbed down and in debt. Number 6, Elizabeth Warren said, we believe that students are entitled to get an education without being crushed in debt. That's what she said. I agree, but here's what Sarah Palin says. We believe that students learn to not make decisions that result in a lot of debt. And we believe that schools need to be more accountable for the insane increase in tuition and their insane curriculum, many of them. It's no accident, Elizabeth, that the rise in tuition corresponds with the rise in government intervention. More government isn't the answer, unquote. That is my sentiment exactly. Get the government out of our educational system. Period. Number 7, Elizabeth Warren said, we believe that after a lifetime of work, people are entitled to retire with dignity, and that means protecting Social Security, Medicare, and pensions. Palin says, we believe a pension is a promise. It must be honored. We do that by using common sense and prioritizing budgets that once and for all will end waste and fraud and the crony capitalism and the stupid political decisions that are bankrupting our nation. We believe that in order to keep faith with future generations and fulfill our current commitments to our seniors, well, we must enact sensible entitlement reform. Sensible entitlement reform. That's a new one, isn't it? How about anybody who is 18 and below get free health care, vision care, and dental care? Who's going to pay for it? What part of free don't you understand? Anybody over 55 who is on Social Security or, who has retired at that point, or anyone on Social Security disability, should have all of their health care, dental care, and vision care absolutely 100% free. And also add this to the mix. Every single military personnel that comes back that is discharged from the military as a veteran should get all of their dental and health, medical and vision care for free. Well, how are the hospitals going to stay open? How are these places going to... No. What part of free do you not understand? No one bills anybody. No one pays anything. You know what I'm saying? So that how many millions of people would benefit from that? You give the illegal aliens free health care and all of that. Why not us? Number 8, Elizabeth Warren said, we believe, I can't believe I have to say this in 2014, we believe in equal pay for equal work. Sarah Palin said, we believe, and I can't believe I have to say this in 2014. We believe in equal pay for equal work, and President Obama should abandon his hypocritical practice of paying women less than men in his campaigns, in his administration, and in the White House. The leader of your party, Elizabeth, can set an example for the rest of the country. Number 9, Elizabeth Warren said, we believe that equal means equal, and that's true in marriage, it's true in the workplace, and it's true in all America. Sarah Palin said, we believe that all men and women are created equal. They claim that we are not tolerant. Well, we believe that tolerance goes both ways. That means respecting people's rights to disagree with you instead of trying to intimidate or silence us. We believe the answer to free speech that you find offensive is more free speech, not less. I agree. Number 10, Elizabeth Warren says, we believe that immigration has made this country strong and vibrant, and that means reform. Sarah Palin said, we believe that the legal immigration helped make this country strong and vibrant, and that means welcoming law-abiding, hard-working immigrants who wish to come here legally and pledge their allegiance to the United States of America. Furthermore, we believe, as none other than Cesar Chavez believed, that illegal immigration hurts the country. It unfairly hurts working-class Americans of all races, all backgrounds, who are seeking good-paying jobs, security for their families. Number 11, Elizabeth Warren said, we believe that corporations are not people, that women have a right to their bodies. We will overturn Hobby Lobby, and we will fight for it. We will fight for it. Sarah Palin said, we believe women have a right to their bodies, just as babies have a right to their living, breathing bodies and nestled in their mother's womb. And anyone who wants contraception, more power to you. Continue to freely buy any kind you want. No one is stopping you. We'll fight for the right of private businesses, including Hobby Lobby, to work with you to figure out healthcare coverage themselves in any way the owners of these businesses that they built themselves want to, knowing that government intervention just always screws everything up. Furthermore, we believe that religious liberty is enshrined in our Constitution. Remember, the government has no right to coerce people to violate their religious beliefs, and if they try to take any of our constitutional rights away, we will fight for them. Palin had, quote, one final thought for Senator Warren and her would-be progressive populists, unquote. She said, we conservatives believe, as Ronald Reagan said, that you can't be for big taxes, big government, big bureaucracy, and still be for the little guy, unquote. She concluded, quote, we stand with the little guy who was being bullied and beaten down by the progressive left's failed policies. Of yours, Elizabeth Warren, we stand for free men, free markets, and the twin ideals that made this nation strong, peaceful, and prosperous. We say, God bless America. We hope you say the same, Senator Warren, unquote. That is why I will never vote for Elizabeth Warren. I just won't do it. Okay? Makes no sense at all. Now, you had a good back and forth there. You had a good debate, although by proxy, but you had a great, really good, great debate going on there. You know what I believe? I believe every man and woman is born equal. You know why? Because they don't know anything when they're babies. They don't know the ways of the world. They don't know how, all they know is, I have to survive, so I have to make a noise for mama to come get me to feed me. I believe that once you grow up, I believe that once you are born, your constitutional rights begin at that point. Not when you're 18, so parents, get that thought out of your head. I believe that every single parent needs to be responsible, and by being responsible, that means you have to understand the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, what America stands for, and who you are within that scope of the Constitution, of life, of your neighborhood. Now, I know parents have told me many, many times, it's my kid, I'm going to do what I want. I even had someone tell me, when it comes to my children, it's a dictatorship. Well, I divorced that woman because of that. Because that spills over into the relationship you have with the other person in your life. I believe that men and women should get paid equally the same. I believe in a flat tax across the board of 15%. Period. End of sentence. I don't care if you make $1,200 a month gross or $1,200 a day. Doesn't matter. 15% across the board. I don't care if you're a billionaire. 15% across the board. I believe in abolishing the minimum wage altogether and implementing a fair market living wage per region. Some regions have a higher cost of living, some lower. I believe in a stronger America with resources given to people who want to create their own businesses, who want to help their neighborhoods, who want to hire a few people. Now, how's that going to happen? I don't know. You figure it out. I believe that the Constitution is the rule of law, period. I believe that corporations are the scourge of America in this regard. They are so corrupt that they use their corrupt blood money to contribute to our political system, which then begins to be corrupt. Not all corporations, but when you get a big head on your shoulders and start making the money that you want, you start getting a little arrogant. And you're easily corruptible, or you can easily corrupt. I believe that John McCain and all his cronies should retire immediately today as of the 8th of August, 2014. There's a lot of things that I believe in, and there's only one more that I want to say. I believe in you. A strong America, strong citizens that actually have a backbone, that actually stand up for what they believe. The other ones, you wimpy-ass little bitches that sit around eating your damn sandwiches and watching your stupid Honey Boo Boo, you're the scourge of your neighborhood. You don't like how I talk? Pack your crap and get the hell out of the country. I'm sure Mexico or Canada or China or Russia would love your citizenship. Bye. Don't let the border hit you on the ass on the way out. You don't like people that disagree with you. I had someone to tell me that once. I said, no, I want you to disagree with me, but don't sit there and get all pissy without any information. Go get the information that you want and would want to share with me in regards to you disagreeing with me, and we'll sit down and have a really, hopefully, a good discussion and debate about the issue. If you can't do that, shut your big damn pie hole, because you ain't got nothing to say, and I'm not going to spend 2 minutes in the same room with you wasting my energy trying to explain myself to you. Not that I have to explain myself to anybody, but you don't like anybody who disagrees with you and you want to shut them down. No, I don't. I want them to have a voice. I want them to be able to yell at the top of their lungs what they believe. That way we know who they are. That way we can look at our fellow patriots and go, that person right there is completely stupid. That's the thing, folks. Everybody has the opportunity to say and do and be who they want. The question is, why is someone else trying to stop that? And I know why. One word: control. That's all it's about. Follow the money, connect the dots, look who's behind the curtain, pulling the handles and pushing the buttons. It's all about control. Has nothing to do with anything else except that. Their survival depends on them coercing you and filling you with fear to control you. Now get a freaking clue in your head and start defending yourself and your free will and your decisions and your entrepreneurial mind and begin to build something upon that. And tell these jackasses to get out of your way. Oh, and by the way, those people who want to control everyone else, yeah, they're progressives. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say Democrat and Republican because there are progressives in both parties. By the way, this party politics is just a sham. The two-party system has failed many, many, many years ago. Has failed their own constituents. They have come together and all they do now is argue back and forth as to who's going to grab the handle of the runaway train that is out of control. They're progressives. Go look that up politically. I can point to one president that we had back in 1913, President Woodrow Wilson, a progressive. Oh, that just means that we want to go from one situation to... No, shut up. A liberal progressive is all about control. A liberal progressive is all about nationalizing to control resources. A liberal progressive is socialistic in terms of the infrastructure. Don't believe me? Go look it up. Wait a minute. Nationalizing corporate entities. Socializing the infrastructure to benefit who? The state. National Socialist. National Socialist. Who was part of a National Socialist Party many, many years ago? Oh, Adolf Hitler. Can you say Nazi Party? Yes. It's a different name nowadays, but it still has the same philosophy and ideologies that you've come to love in the National Socialist Party. Did you know that there's a Communist Party of the United States? Did you know that there is a Socialist Party of the United States? Did you know that there was neo-Nazis that still believe in Hitler and go about in different towns to try to recruit people for their organization? Did you know that? This is the kind of bullcrap that we have to put up with. Well, did I say that? No, we don't have to put up with it. We can kick these bastards out of the country. If people want to stop patriotism from being, and when I say patriotism, I'm talking full-fledged, flag-waving United States citizens who defend this country from enemies foreign and domestic, locally or nationally. These people need to step up to the plate and kick the ass of anybody who tries to stop them. And when I say that, I mean defend the flag, the freedoms, and your family. And if you can't do that, you don't have the balls to be an American. Yes, I'm a little upset. Can you tell? So if that's all you want to do, then pack your bags and go to Russia or China or Mexico or someplace else that will suit your political ideologies just fine. Because you don't... I'm going to say this. For as much as my detractors try to shut me down and shut me up with their arguments, and their stupid arguments anyway, I slam them with the truth and the facts, and they get all tongue-tied and choked up, and they can't believe that I shoved the facts in their face, and guess what? It makes them feel 2 inches tall, and they still try out of their lack of understanding to try to argue with me. And guess what? they look dumber every time they do. You're just personally attacking people on your show. No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. I've lived it. I've had people up in my face telling me that I was a racist. I looked at them with my black friend next to me and my Mexican on the other side of me, my Mexican friend on the other side of me, and I've shut people down quicker than anything. I'm not racist. I've got Asian friends, Mexican friends, black friends. I don't want to hear your crap because you are stupid. I can point my fingers at a couple of Spreaker hosts that think that have these Southern ideologies, that I'm racist. I'm not. Never have been, and my mama would kick my ass if she thought I was. So we need to defend the United States of America against enemies foreign and domestic, and the border down at the southern side of the United States needs to be closed immediately as of August 8th, 2014. Today, we need to close it now. Not only for economic reasons, but for health reasons. We got Ebola all over the place. CDC has put it at the highest emergency on their level, and they said this is worldwide. So we need to close the border. We need to just close it up right now. Close it. Just go down there and close it. You people in southern Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California better get some balls and better go down there and close that border now. Don't even go. You can go to the the Border Patrol station. You can go there. You tell them, I'm a citizen. We're closing this border. You don't like it? I don't care. We're closing it. What are they going to do? Arrest you? I'm going to go before I get even more heated and get more pissed off. But like I said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, even if you disagree with me, I want to hear from you. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Go to freeamericaradio.us. I'm going to be on the Views Express live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Free America Radio Network, on Spreaker.com and at freeamericaradio.us. So please tune in, okay? Tune in. Yeah, I'm not going to be this, I don't know. I'm frustrated, folks. I'm frustrated. Aren't you? Well, you better be, because this is your country too. I'll defend your freedoms. I'll defend your freedoms. Even if I disagree with you, I'll defend your freedoms. You understand me? But let's put all that aside and understand that we're Americans, that we're human beings, that we have an enemy. Let's get together and work at defeating that enemy and defending our liberties and freedoms from that enemy. Okay? Join me on the Views Express live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Free America Radio Network, on Spreaker.com and at freeamericaradio.us. Please email me. Please, I'd like to hear from you. Just put in the subject line radio, and I'll know you heard this show. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. And, hey, I don't know what else really don't know what else to say, folks. You got, something you got to do in your life. You got something that has to be taken care of, and it's a priority, and this country and your freedoms and liberties should be at the top of that list. Talk to you later, folks. Have a great Friday. I will talk to you guys on the Wayne S. Pierce Show on Monday, live right here on the Free America Radio Network, freeamericaradio.us and freeamericaradio@usa.com.